Well, here's the Australian 11 that has been selected by Bert van Marwijk. His first competitive selection, believe it or not, because he only took over in January. And this is the lineup. No Tim Cahill, but that's not surprising because Tim Cahill has played very little football at all this season so far, Keith. But is that selection along expected lines?
Yeah, very much so. He's flipped it in terms of since he's taken over. He's only had 4 friendlies to work with this side. He's changed the system. It was a 3-4-3, much more attacking, much more front foot. He's gone to a more pragmatic approach. Kroos and Lecky in particular will be the outlets with the pace in the wide areas. Rogic has to do a defensive job, has to be resilient, has to drop in and make that 4-5-1 at times. But I really do think they've got their work cut out in this tournament, full stop, in particular today against a very, very strong France team.
Yep, so that's how Australia will line up against a very powerful, very talented French team. And Antoine Greizmann, one of the star names in this French squad, although it's peppered with stars. But I mean, he's in the news for lots of reasons recently, and one of them being he's actually going to stay with Atletico, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, he made a nice little documentary about it as well during the week. I'm a big admirer of this player, I really am. He showed a lot of loyalty to Atletico Madrid in staying. Whether it's the right decision, I'm not so sure. In terms of his game, very versatile, can play in any of the positions off the front players, wide, central. The timing of his runs as he's got older has improved. Aerially, really good power in his headers. This is when Giroud starts. Giroud provides the focal point, and I'm sure he will play a vital part in this tournament, Giroud, but probably isn't needed as much today against an Australia side. Again, the pace to run in behind. For me, one of his biggest assets is he is a massive team player, so we're seeing the goals, we're seeing the types of finishes here that he is capable of. Patience, holding out, waiting for the right time, then he comes into play. But in terms of the team play, we see it time and time again with Atletico Madrid, how selfless he is in terms of his work rate, what he does for the team. And when he gets into these areas, well, Diddy wasn't happy with the goalkeeper on this occasion. And we're also glad he's changed his haircut for this tournament, but he's a magnificent talent.
Who, Diddy or Greizmann?
Both.
Did he? So Greizmann, we know what he brings to the table.